expression. Okay, today's topic is to minimize the SOP expressions with don't-get terms and POS expressions with don't-get terms by using the tabulation method. Okay, so today's example is, note this one, f of ABCD equal to sigma small m of 0, 6, 8, 13, 14 and B of ABCD, that means don't-get terms, equal to sigma B of 2, 4, 10. Observe the difference between these two examples. This is the example 1 and this is the second one. Observe the difference and for your convenience. In this one, the minterms are the minterms and the don't-get terms in this example. So 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 13, 14. But this is for our convenience only. Okay. So in the previous example, what are the prime implicates? What are the prime implicates? In this example, the prime implicates are A, B, C bar D, A bar, B bar, B bar, B bar, C, D bar. In that example, in the prime implicant table, the columns represents the minterms. The columns represents the minterms. These are the prime implicants. In this example also, in the first step, in the first column, you have to write the minterms and don't-get terms. So you have to write all these terms. In the second column, rearrange the minterms and don't-get terms according to the index value. So the same values. Next, you have to we want to make a valid comparison and write the pairs, squares, etc. No doubt in that one. In this case also, the step 1 and step 2 is the same. So no doubt in that one. For this problem also, the prime implicates are the same. For this one also, the prime implicates are the same. So these are the prime implicates in this example also. In this example also, these are all the prime implicants. No doubt in that one. The difference between the previous one and this one is, in the previous example, the columns represents the minterms. In this example, also the columns represents the only minterms. Only minterms. In this case, the minterms are 0, 6, 8, 13 and 14 only. So right here also the minterms. So minterms are only 0, 6, 8, 13 and 14. So this is the prime implicant table. This is the prime implicant table for the second problem. This is the only difference. So next, for A, B, C bar, D, so 13. For A bar, D bar, 0, 2, 4, 6. 0, 2, that is the don't get term. 4, that is the don't get term. 6 only. Next for B bar, D bar, 0, 2, 8, 10. 0, 2 is the don't get term. 8, 10 is the don't get term. Next for C, D bar, 2 don't get term. 6, 10 don't get term and 14. Next check. In any column, is there only one cross mark? Yes, in this exam and in this one there is only one cross mark. So no doubt in that one, it is an essential prime implicant. So place a star here and place tick marks for these two minterms. Next, if you observe, this one also has only one cross mark in this column. So this is also an essential prime implicant. So place a star here and tick mark here only. In this column also there is only one star, only one cross mark. So this is an essential prime implicant. So place a star here and place tick marks under the columns 8 and 0. In this column there are two cross marks. In this one there are two cross marks. So next you have under in this example, the essential prime implicants are A, B, C bar, D, B bar, D bar and C, D bar only. So next observe the tick marks under the columns of the prime implicant table. All the columns are under each column there is a tick mark that indicates that all the minterms are covered by the essential prime implicants. All the minterms are covered by the essential prime implicants. So in this case, the minimum expression f is equal to, write only the essential prime implicants. So A, B, C bar, D plus B bar, D bar plus C, D bar. So this is the minimal expression. So in the procedure, what is the difference in the SOP expression with minterms only and with minterms and don't care terms? The remaining procedure up to the prime implicants is the same. So, and in an expression with don't care terms, we have to write the minterms and don't care terms. and rearrange them depending upon the index value. Next, we have to find out the prime implicants. Next, you have to draw the prime implicant chart. In that one, we have to write only the min terms, only the min terms. Forget about the don't care terms. Forget about the don't care terms. That is the procedure. That is the procedure. Obtain the minimal expression for the second one by using K-map only. By using K-map only, obtain the minimal expression. Midterms are 0, 6, 8, 13, 14. Don't care terms are 2, 4, 10. For the second example. What are the essential prime implicants? And directly we can find out the essential prime implicants from this one. And actually there is no need to write the prime implicants and essential. Is there any doubt?
Don't get translated to flash drive or 10. 2, sir, 2. Don't get terms.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Good. Very good. What is your number?
31, sir.
Good. Directly you can find out the essential prime implicants from this one. To find out the directly essential prime implicants from this one, for example, to cover this, take 1 minute time and observe the K-map. Take 1 minute time and observe the K-map. And observe all the midterms. For example, simply to cover this midterm, there is no option, there is no pair or pad, etc. So simply encircle that one. That is an essential prime implicant. Next, observe. First point, observe the 4 corners. To cover this midterm, this is and it forms one quad with these 4 terms, and it forms only one quad and 4 corners. With this midterm, there are 2 options for quads. So with these 2 terms and these 2 terms, there is one quad, and 4 corners there is another quad. Okay, so that is not an essential prime implicant. So for this one, to cover this midterm, here there is only one option. 4 corners. So it is an essential prime implicant. It is an essential prime implicant. Next, to cover this midterm, there are 2 quads. This is the one quad, and these 4 terms another quad. So that is not an essential prime implicant. To cover this midterm, this is the only one quad, only one quad. So it is an essential prime implicant to cover this midterm. So in this one also there are 3 essential prime implicants. And to cover this midterm, this is the one quad. To cover this midterm, this is the only quad. To cover this one, that is the only midterm. So these 3 are essential prime implicants. So write up and up. These 3 essential prime implicants covers all the minterms. So the minimal expression is sum of all these essential prime implicants. So you have to write, say for this one, A, B, C bar, D. Next, for the 4 coordinates, B bar, D bar. Next for this one, C, D bar. Both are the same. So finally, as a conclusion, what is the procedure to obtain a minimal expression by using tabulation method? First, you have to arrange the minterms according to the index value. Next, note down the valid comparisons. It forms pairs, squads, etc. From that one, you have to find out the prime implicants. Next, from the prime implicants, you have to draw the prime implicant table. From that one, we can find out the essential prime implicants. Then we can write the minimal output expressions. Minimal output expressions, not the expressions. In some cases, there is a possibility for more than one minimal expression. In this example, there is only one minimal expression. For example, if the given expression is in PYS form, the procedure is the same up to the first part, and simply first you have to write the max terms. Next, rearrange the max terms in according to the index value. Next, make comparisons. And if it is a valid comparison, write pairs and quads, etc. Next, you have to write the decimals and decimals equivalents of the maximums or pairs or quads, etc. Next, you have to write the binary equivalents up to that part is the same, whether it is a min term or a max term. Up to that part is the same. So after writing the binary equivalent, next you have to write the sum terms in this case. If the given expression is in SOP expression, you have to write the product terms. In this case, you have to write the sum terms. So the prime implicants in this case are the sum terms. Next, you have to draw the prime implicant table. So from the prime implicant table, the procedure is the same. You have to find out the essential prime implicants. So take one example. Simplify. The following expression using tabulation method. The given expression is f of a, b, c, d equal to pi capital M of 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 12 and 13. So this is a POS expression. So to minimize that one by using tabulation method, first you have to write all the max terms. Actually, there is no need to write all the max terms here also. There is no need for that one. Directly we can write the max terms according to the index value. Directly we can write the max terms according to the index value. So if you write the max terms, so these are all the max terms according to index value. max terms, right here, max terms according to the index value. So directly we can write. So with index 0, yes, 0 is there. Next with index 1, 2, 4, 8 are with index 1. With index 2, what are the terms with index 2? Tell me. 3, 5, 6, 9, 10, 12. Is it correct? These are all with index 2. With index 3, 7. Tell me.
11,
11,
13,
13,
14,
14. With index 4,
15.
15. So with index 2, in this one there is 6 and 10 and 12. Right here, 6, 10 and 12. Next, with
Sir,
index
9 also.
6, 9, 12, 10 and 12. Okay. Next, with index 3 is there any term? With index 3. With index 3.
13,
Huh?
13,
13. With index 4. With index 4. Is there any term? 15 is there or not in that one?
no,
So next, what is the step 1? So make a comparison. 0 and 1. Yes, okay, it's a valid comparison. Difference is 2. Next, 0 and 4, valid comparison. 0 and 8, it's a valid comparison. Next, 2 and 6, it's a valid comparison. 2 and 9, it's an invalid one. 2 and 10, it's a valid comparison. 2 and 12, it's an invalid one. Next, 4 and 6, it's a valid comparison. Next, 4 and 9, it's invalid one. Next, 4 and 10, invalid one. Next, 4 and 12, it's a valid comparison. Next, 8 and 6, it's an invalid one. Why it is an invalid one, 8 and 6?
8 is greater than 6.
Yes. The max theorem 6 is less than the max theorem 8. So it's an invalid one. It's an invalid one. Next, 8 and 10, it's a valid one. Next, 8 and 10, it's a valid one. Next, 8 and 12, it's a valid one. Next, 6 and 13, it's an invalid one. 9 and 13, it's a valid one. 10 and 13, invalid one. Next, 12 and 13, it's a valid one. Next, what is the step 2? In this, for this pair, the difference is 2. For this one also, the difference is 2. Compare these two pairs. The difference is 4. So it's a valid comparison. So right here, 0, 2, 4, 6. 2, 4, 4. Next, this is also with difference 2. So, if we make a comparison between these two pairs, it is also a valid one. Why? The difference is 8. So, write 0, 2, 8, 10. 0, 2, 8, 10. So, write here 2, 8. Next, in this case, the difference is 4. For this one also, the difference is 4. If you make a comparison between these two pairs, now the difference is 2. So, it's a valid one. So, write 0, 2, 4, 6, 2, 4. It is already written. So, there is no need to write once again. As this one also with the difference 4. So, in this case also the difference is 8. It's a valid one. So, write 0, 4, 8, 12. 0, 4, 8, 12. So, write 4, 8. 4, 8. Next, make a comparison between with difference 8. So, 0, 8 and 2, 10. Here also the difference is 2. Valid one. So, write 0, 2, 8, 10. 0, 2, 8, 10, 2, 8. It is already written. Next, this one. So, 0, it's a valid one. 0, 4, 8, 12. 0, 4, 8, 12, 4, 8. It is already written. Okay. Next, make a comparison between these two pairs. Difference 4. This is the difference 4. This is an invalid one. This is an invalid one. Next. If you observe this one, in both the cases, the difference is 4. So here the difference is 1. So write 8, 9, 12, 13, 8, 8, 9, 12, 13, 1, 4. 1, 4. Next, this is with difference 1 and this is also with difference 1. So, here also the difference is 4, it's a valid one. So, write 8, 9, 12, 13 with a difference of 1 and 4. It is already written, there is no need to write it once again. So, after this one, observe the. So, next make a comparison. What is the next step? Step 3. In this flat, the difference is 2 and 4. 2 in this case 2 and 8. In this case 4 and 8. In this case 1 and 4. So make a comparison between these two groups. This is with the 2 and 4. No, it's not equal. 2 and 8. No. 4 and 8. So the differences are not equal. So those are all invalid comparisons. So next observe. The max terms or the pairs or the quads without check mark. Without check mark. Is there any max theorem without check mark? No. Is there any pair without check mark? No. Are there any quads without check marks? As here there are 4 quads. 4 quads. So we have to write in the next step the decimal equivalents for them. So 0, 2, 4, 6, 2, 4. 0, 2, 8, 10, 2, 8. 0, 4, 8, 12, 4, 8. 8, 9, 12, 13, 1 comma 4. Next, you have to write the binary equivalents for them. Binary. So differences are 4 and 2. Let us assume this is the fourth position and this is the 2 position. So for 0, we have to write 0, 0. And for example, if it is 0, 0, 0. If it is 0, 1, 2. If it is 1, 0, 4. If it is 1, 1, 6. In this case also, this is the 8-bit position and this is a 2-bit position. So for 0, once again write 0 and 0 here. For this one, 4 and 8. So this is the 8-bit position and this is the 4-bit position. For 0, once again you have to write 0 and 0. Next, in this case, 4 and 1. This is the 4th-bit position and this is the 1-bit position. Here the minimum maximum is 8. So for that one you have to write here not 0, 1 and 0. And for example, if it is 0, 0, this is 8. If it is 0, 1, this is equal to 9. If it is equal to 1, 0, that is equal to 12. If it is equal to 1, 1, that is equal to 13. That is equal to 13. And the next one is you have to write the prime implicants. Observe the procedure. Whether the given expression is in SOP form or POS form, up to this part, there is no difference. Up to this part, there is no difference. In the previous one, you have to write the min terms. In this case, you have to write the max terms. There is no difference. So here we have to write the sum terms. Prime implicates are the sum terms in this example, not the product terms. So for the sum terms, so for this one, you have to write variables are ABCD. So if the value is 0, A itself. If the value is 1, write its complement. So for this one, what is the prime implicant? A plus B. For this one, B plus D. For this one, C plus D. For this one, A bar plus C. A bar plus C. So these are all the prime implicants. So in this case, you have to write the sum terms for the prime implicants. Next, you have to draw the prime implicant table. So for the prime implicant table, the first column is the prime implicants. So prime implicants are A plus D, B plus D, C plus D, A bar plus C. These are all the max terms. And the columns are reserved for max terms. So max terms are 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13. So for A plus D, what are the max terms? Tell me. What are the max terms? 0, 2, 4, 6. For B plus D, 0, 2, 8 and 10. For C plus D, 0, 4, 8 and 12. For A bar plus C, 8, 9, 12 and 13. Is it correct? Is there any column with only one cross mark? Yes, this column has only one cross mark. So it's an essential one. So mark here, it's an essential prime implicant. So make a tick mark under the columns 13, 12, 9 and 8. Next, if you observe this column also, it has only one cross mark. So this is also an essential prime implicant. So make a star here. So and place a tick mark under the columns 10, 2 and 0. Next, if you observe this column, it is also one cross mark. So this is also an essential prime implicant. So mark with star and place a tick mark under the columns of 6, 4, 2 and 0. 2 and 0. From this one, it is observed that there are tick marks under each column of the column of the max terms. So that means so these essential prime implicants covers all the max terms. So in that case, you have to write simply F is equal to this one A plus D. Sorry, F is equal to A plus D multiplied by B plus D multiplied by A bar plus C. A bar plus C. So that is the minimal possible expression. Is there any doubt after this part? Is there any doubt? So take one more example, same POS expression with don't care terms. POS expression with don't care terms. So write f of A plus C D equal to pi of 2, 4, 6, 10, 12, and the don't care terms are pi of 0, 8, 9, 13. If you observe this example with the previous one, so in the previous example, 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 12, and 13. So in this one, in the previous examples, max terms are divided into two parts: max terms and the don't care terms. So obviously, no doubt in that one, And in the solution, no doubt, and no change up to this part, up to the prime implicants. So next we have to write the prime implicant table for this one also. We have to consider the only, we have to write the only max theorems. In this one, the max theorems are 0, 2, 4, 6, 10, 12. Next for A plus D, what are the max theorems, corresponding max theorems? For A plus D, actually 0, 2, 4, 6. And the 0 is the don't care term, 2, 4, 6. For B plus D, 0, don't care term, 2, 8, don't care term, and 10. For C plus D, 0, don't care term, 4, 8, don't care term, and 12. For A bar plus C, 8, don't care term, 9, don't care term, 12, and 13, don't care term. Then for this one also, first you have to find out the prime implicants. Next you have to draw the prime implicant table. So next check, is there any column with only one cross mark? If you observe this column, it has only one cross mark. So this is an essential prime implicant. So place a tick mark under max theorem 10 column and 2 column. If you observe this one, it also has only one cross mark. So it is also an essential prime implicant. So place a tick mark under this column. This is an essential prime implicant. We have to place a tick mark under the columns 6, 4, and 2. Under the columns 6, 4, and 2. Next, to write the minimal expressions, and to cover these max theorems, you have to write F is equal to, follow carefully, F is equal to A plus D multiplied by B plus D. To cover this max theorems, we can select either A bar plus C or C plus D. Choice is ours. So if we want to select A bar plus C, into A bar plus C is the output expression, or A plus D into B plus D into C plus D. And if we select this one as a select two prime implicant, both are valid minimal expressions. Both are valid minimal expressions, no doubt in that one. So first we have to find out from the prime implicant table. First we have to find out the essential prime implicants, and to write the minimal output expression, you have to select some of the remaining prime implicants. Some of the remaining prime implicants. So this is the minimal. These two are the minimal output expressions. These two are the minimal output expressions. Okay. Is there any doubt? By using tabulation method? Is there any doubt by using tabulation method? Take one more example. Do it as a homework. Note down this one. Take one more example and do it as a homework. Simplify the following expression . Disturbance గా ఉందా? నా రూమ్ ఏంటంటే కొంచెం రోడ్డు దగ్గరగా ఉంది. Simplify the following expression by using tabulation method. Note on this one. F of W X Y Z equal to sigma small m of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9, this is 9, 11, 12, 14 and 15. Okay, do it as a homework. They find out the prime implicants, essential prime implicants. The minimal output expression is equal to all the essential prime implicants, and you have to select some of the prime implicants to cover the remaining minterms. To cover the remaining minterms. So there is a possibility of different output expressions in this case. write all the possible minimal expressions. All the possible minimal expressions. Okay. After that one, do it. The same problem with K-map. And find out prime implicants and essential prime implicants. Check whether the essential prime implicants in both the cases are the same or not. Check whether the essential prime implicants in both the cases are the same or not. Okay. Actually, no doubt in that one. Essential prime implicants in tabulation method or Karnaugh map method are the same, no doubt in that one. But actually, in this example, it looks like they are different. Looks like they are different. Okay. First, find out the essential prime implicants in both the cases, and tell me what is the difference between those two. Between those two. Okay. First, obtain the prime implicants, essential prime implicants, and write the minimal expressions. Next, by using K-map, obtain the prime implicants and essential prime implicants, and obtain the minimal expressions. Okay, do it as a homework. In the second unit, there are two parts. One is the minimization techniques. So that is a minimization by using algebraic method, by using Karnaugh map method, and by using tabulation method. And the second part is combinational logic circuits design. Combinational logic circuits design. Actually, digital circuits are divided into two parts: combinational circuits and sequential circuits. Combinational circuits and sequential circuits. The main difference between combinational circuits and the sequential circuits is no memory elements are present in the combinational circuits. No memory elements are present in the combinational circuits. And for example, flip-flop is a memory element. Flip-flop is a memory element. And one flip-flop is used to store one bit of information. One flip-flop is used to store one bit of information. So it's a memory element. So flip-flops are not used in combinational circuits. They are used in sequential circuits. And in the case of combinational circuits, its output depends upon the present inputs only. In the case of combinational circuits, its output depends upon the present inputs only. In the case of sequential circuits, its output depends upon the present inputs and the past outputs. In other words, past inputs. And the memory elements stores the previous output value. So they are also used to produce the output of the sequential circuits. And in the case of sequential circuits, its output depends upon the present and past inputs. In the case of combination inputs, its output depends upon the present inputs only. So there are different types of combination circuits.
enemies.
Hello?
Site ఏదైనా మార్చేసారు అతనండి.
Hello? Is there any doubt? There are different types of combination circuits. First one is the adders and subtractors. So there is an half adder, half subtractor, full adder, full subtractor, binary adder, added subtractor, next BCD adder, XS3 adder, look ahead carry adder. These are all the adders and subtractors. So first we have to discuss about the half adder. Half adder. Half adder is used to add 2 bits. Half adder is used to add 2 bits. Let us assume A is the 1 bit and B is the another bit. For example, if A equal to 0 and B equal to 0, what is its sum value? 0 only. If A equal to 0 and B equal to 1, what is its sum value? 1. If A equal to 1 and B equal to 0, what is its sum value? 1. If A equal to 1 and B equal to 1, what is its sum value? 1, 0, and it represents 2 quantities. 1 plus 1 is equal to 1, 0 in the binary addition. That 1, 0 and 1 plus 1 is equal to 1, 0. Here the 0 is called as sum and 1 is called as the carry and 1 is called as the carry. For example, in this one numbers, if we add 7 and 9, what is its value? 16. In that 16, we can call it as 6 as the sum and 1 as the carry. 6 as the sum and 1 as the carry. Similarly, here also 1 plus 1 equal to 1, 0. 0 is the sum value and 1 is the carry value. And to forward to the next level. So 1 plus 1 equal to actually 1, 0. Here sum equal to 0 and the carry equal to 1. In all these cases, carry is equal to 0. 0 plus 0, sum, this is the sum. And this is the carry. 0 plus 0, sum 0, carry 0. 0 plus 1, sum 1, carry 0. 1 plus 0, sum 1, carry 0. 1 plus 1. So it is 1, 0, that is sum 0 with a carry of 1. Sum 0 with a carry of 1. That is a function of an half adder. Half adder is used to add 2 bits. To add, this is the 1 bit and this is the second bit. To add 2 bits. This is the truth table of half adder. This is the truth table of half adder. Truth table or function table of an half adder. 0 plus 0 equal to sum 0 with a carry of 0. 0 plus 1 equal to sum 1 with a carry of 0. 1 plus 0 equal to sum 1 with a carry of 0. 1 plus 1 is equal to sum 0 with a carry of 1. So half adder, this is the symbol for half-added. It has two inputs, that will be A and B. It has two outputs. One is the sum and the second one is a carry. So it is designated by S and this one by C. Sum with S and carry with C. S and C. Half adder has two inputs and two outputs. It is used to add 2 bits and it produces a sum and a carry. This is the logic symbol and this is the truth table or the function table. We can write the output expressions for the sum and carry. Output expressions for the sum and carry. To write the output expression for sum, to write the output expression in a SOP form, observe the one output cases. So these two are the one output cases for sum. So for this one output case, observe the inputs. So here variable equal to 0. So write its complement A bar is equal to 1. So write AB. So write A bar B. Plus next for this one A B bar. Next for carry, it has only one output. So for that one, the inputs are A and B. So write and 1 and 1. So write the output expression as AB. Output expression as AB. So these two are the output expressions. Actually, if you observe the expression A bar B plus AB bar, that is output expression for a 2-input exclusive OR gate. A bar B plus AB bar is the output expression for a 2-input exclusive OR gate. Memorize that one. Don't forget about that one. A bar B plus AB bar is the output expression for a 2-input exclusive OR gate. This is the exclusive OR gate symbol. And AB is the output expression for an AND gate. If A and B are inputs to an AND gate, its output is equal to AB. Say for example, by using one exclusive OR gate and one AND gate, we can realize the half adder. We can realize the half adder. To realize the half adder, it requires one exclusive OR gate and one AND gate. Actually, this is a basic part of the design of the combinational logic circuits. For any combinational logic circuit, depending upon its function, first you have to write the function table. So what is the function of an half adder? It is used to add 2 bits. That is its function. So from that function, first you have to write the function table. Next, you have to write from the function table the output expressions. Next, we have to obtain the minimal output expressions if possible. If possible, minimize these expressions. In this case, it is not possible. The next step is minimize the output expressions. Next, realize. To realize this one, it requires one exclusive OR gate and one AND gate. So, as a conclusion, for an half adder, this is the logic symbol, this is the function table, these are the output expressions, and it requires the sum is equal to A exclusive OR B and carry is equal to AB. To realize these two expressions, it requires one exclusive OR gate and one AND gate. For an half adder, this is the logic symbol, this is the function table, these are the output expressions, and that is the realization. To design any combinational circuit from the function, we have to draw the function table. Next, you have to write the output expressions. If possible, obtain the minimal output expressions, then realize. That is a design of a combinational circuits. Design of a combinational circuits. This is the realization of half adder by using exclusive OR gate and AND gate. Exclusive OR gate and AND gate. It can also be realized by using only AND gates, OR gates, and NOT gates. It can also be used by using only AND gates, OR gates, NOT gates. And for example, this is the realization by using exclusive OR gate and AND gate. Next, this is the realization So this is the realization by using and OR and NOT gates only. What is the output of this AND gate? A bar B. What is the output of this AND gate? A B bar. What is the output of this one? A bar B plus A B bar. So for AND gate, if the inputs are A B, what is output? A B only. So this is the realization by using exclusive OR gate and AND gates. This is the realization by using AND, OR, and NOT gates only. Note down all. Next, half adder can also be realized by using only NAND gates. Half adder can also be realized by using only NAND gates, and the realization of half adder by using only NAND gates. Next, put it Saturday. Realization of half adder by using only NAND gates. Only NAND gates. This is by using AND, OR, and NOT gates. This is by using exclusive OR and AND gates. Exclusive OR gate sum output is the exclusive OR gate output is the sum output of the half adder. Is the sum output of the half adder. So to realize a half adder for sum output, Simply you have to draw the exclusive OR gate by using only NAND gates. By using only NAND gates. And for example, this is the realization of exclusive OR gate by using only NAND gates. Realization of exclusive OR gate by using only NAND gates. So there is a standard structure for that one. Recollect. And it can be realized by using 4 NAND gates. This is the realization of exclusive OR gate by using only NAND gates. Only NAND gates. What is the output of this NAND gate? AB whole bar. AB whole bar. What is the output of this one? A into AB bar whole bar, that is equal to A bar plus AB, that is equal to A bar plus B. What is the output of this one? B into AB bar whole bar, that is equal to B bar plus AB, that is equal to B bar plus A. What is the output of this one? This is the sum output. Sum S is equal to A bar plus B into B bar plus A whole bar. According to the De Morgan's theorem, this one can be written as A bar plus B whole bar plus B bar plus A whole bar. Once again, according to the De Morgan's theorem, it can be written as A B bar plus B A bar. It is nothing but an exclusive OR gate output expression. A exclusive OR B. So that is the sum output. So what is the carry output? So what is this one? AB bar. So connect here one 2 input NAND gate. For that one, short both the inputs, and for that one, the input is AB whole bar. What is output? So right here, carry is equal to AB bar, that is equal to AB only. That is equal to AB only. So by using 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 NAND gates, we can realize half adder. To realize some output, it requires 4 NAND gates. To realize carry output from that one, it requires only one more NAND gate. So by using 5 NAND gates, we can realize half adder by using only NAND gates. So this is the realization of half adder by using only NAND gates. Maybe in the examinations, the question is realize the half adder by using only NAND gates. Or in other words, what is the function of an half adder and realize by using only NAND gates. Any doubt up to this part? It can also be realized by using only NOR gates. Half adder can also be realized by using only NOR gates. Actually, to realize exclusive OR gate by using only NOR gates, it requires 5 NOR gates. It requires 5 NOR gates. This is the one way of realization of exclusive OR gate by using NOR gates. One way of realization. For this one, it requires this is the realization of exclusive OR gate by using only NOR gates. By using only NOR gates. What is the output expression for this gate? A plus B whole bar. What is the output of this one? A bar. What is the output of this one? B bar. What is the output of this one? A bar plus B bar whole bar. What is that one? According to the De Morgan theorem, AB. So what is the output of this gate? Carry C equal to this one. A bar plus B bar whole bar, that is equal to A. That is the carry output. That is the carry output. So for this one of the input is AB. So for this one, some output. One of the output is AB. And one of the input is AB. And the second input is A plus B bar whole bar. So it can be written as AB bar into A plus B. That is output expression for exclusive OR gate. In other words, it can be written as A bar plus B bar into A plus B. So that is equal to A into A bar equal to 0. So A into B bar plus B into A bar plus B into B bar equal to 0. That is A B bar plus B A bar. That is the exclusive OR gate output expression. Exclusive OR gates output expression. This is the realization of exclusive OR gate by using NOR gates. In this example, that it can be used for some output. If you take in the output, for example, this is the gate number 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5. If you take in the output from the gate 4, that is the carry output. That is the carry output. For this one, there is no need for additional gates to produce a carry output. So, by using 5 NOR gates, we can realize half adder. So half adder can be realized by using one exclusive OR gate and one AND gate. It can also be realized by using AND, OR, and NOT gates. It can also be realized by using only AND gates. It can also be realized by using only NOR gates. Only NOR gates. Next one is the half subtractive. Its function is, it is used to subtract one bit from the other bit. Half subtractor is used to subtract one bit from the other bit. So for example, if A is the one bit and B is another bit, so it has two inputs. This is half subtractor. It has two inputs, A and B, and two outputs. One is the difference, DIFU, difference, and the second one is the borrow. So B. One is the difference output, and the second one is the borrow output. So to differentiate from input B from the borrow output, for the outputs use small case letters. So this is the difference, and this one is the borrow. A, B are the two inputs. Difference and borrow are the two outputs for an half subtractor. Half subtractor. For example, if A equal to 0 and B equal to 0, what is the difference value? This is the difference. 0. If A equal to 1 and B equal to 0, what is the difference value? 1. If A equal to 1 and B equal to 1, what is the difference value? 0. If A equal to 0 and B equal to 1, and that means to subtract 1 from 0. To subtract 1 from 0, what is the procedure to subtract, say for example, 9 from 0 in the case of decimal number system? You have to take a borrow. So then it becomes 17. So 17 minus 9, 8. So similarly, in that case, to subtract 9 from 7, it requires one borrow. It requires one borrow. So similarly, to subtract 1 from 0, it requires one borrow. So for that one, it requires one borrow output. So it requires one borrow output. Then this becomes to subtract 1 from 0. It requires one borrow output. Then this becomes 1 0. 1 0 represents two quantities. 2 minus 1. So difference is 1. In this case, the difference is 1. In all other cases, there is no need for borrow. There is no need for borrow. This is the function table for half subtractor. Memorize this one. To subtract 1 from 0, it needs one borrow. Then the difference is equal to 1. So this is the function table of half subtracted. For this one also we can write the output expressions from the function table. So the first output difference small d equal to same a bar b plus a b bar. That is exclusive OR gate output expression. So memorize this one. Sum output in the case of half added, difference output in the case of half subtracted is the same. Sum output in the case of half added and the difference output in the case of half subtracted is the same. That is exclusive OR gates output. So what is the bar output? A bar B. A bar B. So this is the difference output and this is the bar output. And this is the function logic symbol and this is the function table. What is the function of an half subtractor? It is used to subtract one bit from the other bit. One bit from the other bit. These two are the output expressions. To realize these two expressions, it requires one exclusive OR gate and one AND gate and one NOT gate. They realize to realize these two expressions, to realize half subtractor, it requires one exclusive OR gate, one AND gate, and one NOT gate, and one NOT gate. Observe that one. It can also be realized by using only one exclusive OR gate and one AND gate. How it can be realized? According to this one, it requires one exclusive OR gate, one AND gate, and one NOT gate. No doubt in that one. We can also realize half subtractor by using one exclusive OR gate and one AND gate. There is no need for NOT gate. They realize half subtractor by using a less number of gates. Less number of gates. And that means no doubt in that one, it can be realized by using one exclusive OR gate and one AND gate. How it can be realized? By using one exclusive OR gate and one AND gate. Generally in gate examinations and competitive exams, the questions are like that. So realize half subtractor with less number of gates. In this case, what is the output of this AND gate? What is the output of this? What is the one of the input of AND gate? This one. A bar B plus A B bar. What is the second input? B. So multiplied by B. So it is nothing but A bar B into B, that is equal to A bar B only. So A B bar into B, so it's cancelled. So A B bar B equal to 0. So it is nothing but A bar B, that is the bar output. So right here, the bar output B is equal to A bar B plus A B bar multiplied by B, that is equal to A bar B only. So that means we can realize half subtracted by using one exclusive OR gate and one AND gate. We can realize half added by using one exclusive OR gate and one AND gate. Note on this one. It can also be realized by using only AND, OR and NOT gates. AND, OR and NOT gates, and without exclusive OR gate. How it can be realized? So what is the bar output of half subtracted? A bar B. So output of this AND gate can be used as a bar output. It can also be realized by using only NAND gates. By using only NAND gates. So for that one, first you have to realize exclusive OR gate by using only NAND gates. So there is a standard structure for that one. So it requires 4 NAND gates. No doubt in this one. This is the realization of exclusive OR gate by using NAND gates. So this is the difference output. Difference D is equal to A exclusive OR B. What is the output of this NAND gate? A plus B whole bar. Antena?
AB whole bar, sir.
Huh?
AB whole bar.
AB whole bar. What is the output of this gate? One of the input is B and the second input is AB bar whole bar. So it can be written as B bar B bar into B bar plus AB, that is equal to B bar A, B bar plus A, that is equal to B bar plus this one is equal to B bar plus A. If we connect one two input single input NAND gate here, what is the input of this NAND gate? B bar plus A. What is the output of this NAND gate?
A bar B.
B bar plus A whole bar, that is equal to A bar B. What is this one? Bar output. This is the bar output of half subtracted. Bar output of half subtracted. We can also realize half subtractor by using only NOR gates. Memorize one point. For example, that is the realization of exclusive OR gate by using NAND gates. To realize a half adder, connect a single input NAND gate at the output of this gate that gives the carry output. To realize a half subtractor, connect a single input NAND gate at the output of this gate that gives the bar output. So in the case of half adder, we have to connect a single input NAND gate here, output of this gate. In the case of half subtractor, you have to connect a single input NAND gate at the output of this gate that gives the bar output. Okay, memorize that. The difference between the realization of half adder and half subtractor by using only NAND gates is that part is the same. Some output is same as the difference output. For in this case, bar output, we have to connect the output of this NAND gate as input to the single input NAND gate. As input to the single input NAND gate. To realize a half subtractor by using only NOR gates, Memorize. Recollect. This is the realization of exclusive NOR gate by using only NOR gates. This is the realization of exclude. And if these four are the NAND gates, that is the realization of exclusive OR gate by using NAND gates. If these four are the NOR gates, this is the realization of exclusive NOR gate by using NOR gates. So for to realize exclusive OR gate, here we have to connect a single input NOR gate. No doubt in that one. That is the output of exclusive OR gate. That is the difference output in the case of half subtractor. What is the output of this gate? A plus B bar. What is the output of this one? A plus B. A plus B bar is the one input and the second input is A. So A plus B bar whole bar. It can be written as A bar into A plus B, that is equal to A bar B. What is the A bar B output?
Borrow.
Borrow output. So simply this is the borrow output. So right here, borrow B. The output 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gates. Output of NOR gate 2 is the borrow output. Then this is the A bar B. So no doubt in that one. What is the output of this gate? Same as this one. This is the A B bar. What is the output of this one? A bar B plus A B bar whole bar. So what is the output of this one? So this is the difference output equal to A bar B plus A B bar. That is the exclusive OR gate output. How many number of NOR gates are required to realize half subtractor? 5 NOR gates. 5 NOR gates. So these 5 NOR gates are used to realize exclusive OR gate. There is no need for additional gates to realize the borrow output. Output of NOR gate, for example, this is 1, this is 2, 3, 4, and 5. Output of NOR gate 2 is the borrow output. So what is the function of an as a conclusion for today's topics? What is the function of an half adder? It is used to add 2 binary bits. It can be realized by using exclusive OR gates and AND gate, or by using only NAND gates, or by using only NOR gates. What is the function of an half subtractor? It is used to subtract 1 bit from the other bit. It can be realized by using only NAND gates or only NOR gates, and by using 1 exclusive OR gate and 1 AND gate. 1 exclusive OR gate and 1 AND gate. It can also be realized. Okay, so we can minimize the given expressions by using algebraic method, by using Karnaugh map method, by using tabulation methods. Okay. Okay, we will meet in the next class. That is on Friday. Okay. Any doubts? Any doubts? Any doubts?